Hello and welcome back to the last Tuesday Good Evening KU of this semester. I'm Annie Bogart.
And I'm Cami Check. So last one, how are you feeling?
I'm pretty sad. I mean, it is kind of cool. We came in and I started the show hosting and that's how we're ending it. So it's kind of nice to see everything come full circle.
Full circle,
but
yes.
we're a little sentimental today. It's the last one. This entire process of Good Evening KU has been such a great time. We're such a family here.
Yeah, we really are.
You say that with a fake smile.
I'm just kidding. No, we
But
are.
we are.
We've gotten to know all these people, which has been awesome because I feel like I barely knew anybody before this.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun just to get to know some people in the J school.
And our producer Bella has been so great and instructing all of us.
She is
'cause we've
awesome. We love her.
Not been the easiest. But yeah, this is just kind of our message for everyone. Definitely get way more involved with the J School if you have the chance. It's been a great learning opportunity for all of us. And it's always nice to meet people like Cami. Love a Cami, right?
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
but
Gets you
yeah.
good practice, fun experience, meet people. So we totally recommend it.
Yeah. An elephant in the room. It's finals week, so this kind of nice Good Evening KU takes the stress off of us for about 30 minutes. But let's talk finals. Tell me about your finals.
I'm feeling okay. Fortunately, J School don't have any final tests.
Just projects.
Lots of projects. So I've just been kind of knocking those out. I only have 2 more to turn in, which not too bad, but still a lot of stress right now, not gonna lie.
It is. I mean, it's always pretty high intensity within these next few weeks. I'm doing pretty great. Again, lots of projects, but the hardest thing I think during finals week that isn't really talked about enough, it's that you deal with the stress of your classes and also the sadness of like, I have to leave the best place on earth with all of my best friends. So that is probably the saddest thing for me right now.
I know,
but
I was worrying about like packing up everything. I'm like, I don't have
that's
time
never
for
fun.
that. Like, I don't want to do that. But.
No, so, but it is nice. We all will get a reset a little bit this summer. I'm working. What about you?
I will also be working. I can't wait. I work at Shields. It's like a sporting goods store. Worked there for like over a year, came to college, and so I'm so excited to go back, work there. I love it. Also just to like hang out with friends and family, not have to do homework and other work. Hit the lake, because we have a lot of those in Minnesota. So
Minnesota?
I know.
Yeah.
So it'll just be nice. What about you?
Oh, I definitely feel that. So I'll be working this summer as well. My brother actually just got a job with working at the restaurant that I work at, so I'm going to be managing him this summer. So that should be pretty interesting. I also am going to Europe. I'm going to Italy and Greece this summer for 2.5 weeks.
That is so
I'm
cool.
very, very excited for that. I'm very blessed to have this opportunity. But most of my summer will be spent counting down the days to come back to KU, come back to the J School, to see all of my friends and stuff. And I did get a job next semester working at the Bullwinkle's bar. I will be tending bar.
At the Bull. That is awesome.
I will. So what about you? What are you excited for next year?
Honestly, just get back here, take more classes, and just see my friends again. Like, I don't really have any friends from here that are from Minnesota, so it's like, okay, I guess I won't see you for a few months. Like, maybe we'll visit each other, but it'll just be weird because it's like people I live with, literally spending 24/7 with, and then all of a sudden won't see them for months. I'm like,
But you get to see some high school friends, so that's always a nice little refresher.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It'll be good, but I know that's kind of all we have for you guys today. So I guess have a great summer. Thank you for joining us all semester. And next is our producer, Bella, with one of our seniors, Lauren Stallings.
Hi, I'm Bella, and I'm here with our graduating senior, Lauren Stallings. Lauren, are you so sad, happy, mixed feelings? How are you feeling?
It's definitely bittersweet. I think like ever since I was in elementary school, I've thought about this moment of like, there's gonna be a day where I'm not in school anymore. And that day is coming up in like, what, a week and a half or so, on the 15th.
I know, isn't that crazy? Because I know what you're talking about. You know, when you're little, you think, oh, when you graduate high school, like 13 years gone. And now you're like, you know, however many years it is, gone. You know what I'm saying? It's just like crazy that you're done. Do you think you'll ever go back and get a master's? You're not majoring in journalism, but you're environmental science, correct?
Yep.
So like, do you think you'll ever go back and get a master's, do more school? What do you think?
Okay, that is a $1 million question right now. So right now I am a Bachelor of Science in Environmental Studies. I have a minor in journalism. I got really inspired after COVID to kind of, I really loved NPR. I was like, my big thing during COVID was NPR. And so I got really inspired to get a minor in journalism and do environmental communications, and I've really loved that. Like doing stuff like this, learning different media forms and different forms of communication has been really cool. And I could totally see myself doing that, maybe getting a master's in journalism and, you know, going that route. But then another part of me is like super still interested in environmental studies, politics, and so I've also been thinking about doing like law school, using that journalism degree to like
be awesome.
write, be a better communicator, all that kind of stuff. So I don't really know, and that's going to be the great thing about like going into the workforce this next couple of years is just like figuring out what I like and recognizing that the job that I have next is not necessarily the career I'll have for the rest of my life.
Absolutely.
I think that's like a huge thing that is really hard for me to even fathom, and so I just have to keep reminding myself that of like, this job does not have to be the career, like the one and done, like you're allowed to make mistakes and kind of figure it out. So I don't know, I want to go back to school because it's just so familiar, but I'm really excited to go out there.
Oh, that's so exciting. Yeah. And I know we talked a little bit, so do you have any idea of what you want to do next? I know you've talked about, you were telling me about the Peace Corps, but it's in America. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so I'm interviewing for a couple different places. One of the places that I'm really excited about is AmeriCorps, and that's kind of a, like I like to explain it, it's kind of like the Peace Corps where you have a designated amount of time that you serve, and a lot of times it's with national parks or nonprofits or just any place that you need like help in, but AmeriCorps focuses specifically on United States soil, so like any type of community that really needs stuff. So the places that I've been really interested in is looking into like communications jobs for nonprofits and that kind of stuff, and so that's like a year-long kind of process where you are paid very, very not well, but you get to like help communities that actually need it. So that's kind of how I describe it. It's like Peace Corps, they're sort of associated, but you stay in the United States, unlike Peace Corps, where you go out into different countries and stuff.
And that is so cool because in your entire time at KU, you've been so involved. Yeah. I've seen you do 1,000,001 things, I feel like, with community service and other really cool clubs that you've been a part of. So what's been your favorite thing that you've been involved with at KU?
Okay, so, I mean, we have to say the given. We're both Alpha Chi Omegas. We're in the same sorority. I love the sorority and all that kind of stuff. I've been able to be an exec member and kind of be in charge of like our house whenever COVID was first going down. So that was really interesting to just see the processes and kind of learn and develop into a stronger leader, even during like unforeseen circumstances. I think that was a really cool opportunity. I also like love stuff like this. Like doing Good Evening KU has been an awesome kind of opportunity. I don't think that I would have been able to do broadcasting in any of my like actual courses because I am a minor. So I did a lot of like, you know, reporting type of beats and that kind of stuff through my courses, but I really, really liked doing stuff like this. I also loved, I was a part of the radio station for a little bit as a volunteer, and that was really cool too. So I like just being a part of organizations like this where you get really hands-on experience. You've been a great producer, and the fact that you've like let us do camera work and audio work as well as being on camera. And so that's kind of cool. You wouldn't get that in normal coursework necessarily, so you get to go out, and I really like being a part of those types of organizations. So.
Oh, that's so sweet. I know I really appreciated you joining our show. You didn't have to by any means, which is just so cool that you wanted to your senior year. That's, I feel like, very unheard of. I mean, it also probably helps that you're my sorority babe. So I was kind of like, Lauren, coming out. And it's fun. So I'm glad that you've enjoyed it. I mean, I've just loved watching you get on camera and try something new and fun and kind of get a little bit into your journalism. So that's really cool. So you're also an ambassador at KU. Can you tell me a little bit? I know we talked about this before on the show, but can you tell me a little bit about that and how that shaped your KU experience as well?
Yeah. So I've been a student ambassador since my very first year at KU, which is kind of wild. I originally came to KU not knowing a single person in probably like the entire state of Kansas. Certainly not having a car or anything like that. So when I applied to be a student ambassador, it mostly was off of a recommendation of a man that I met like earlier that week, and he was like, "You'd be a great student ambassador," and I was like, "Okay," and I applied. I didn't really know what it was, but I was able to have a lot of different opportunities through it. So we essentially do like tour guides. We work with the Office of Admissions, and I got to kind of like experience KU and learn about traditions through that job, which is awesome. And I was surrounded by people who like literally were born and had KU gear on as babies, you know? And so that was really awesome to like learn from them on the amazing traditions of KU. And then also, like, you get to experience being a prospective student through other people's eyes, which has also been really cool. And it's just made me love KU so much more. I don't think that I would have the experience that I do, and I wouldn't be like leaving KU as sad as I am if I didn't have that job. Because I mean, we get to meet the dean through it, which was really cool, or the chancellor, I guess.
Cool.
We get to like meet so many different types of people. We go to panels and talk to students and kind of figure out what they're interested in. And I feel like I just get to see the joy of people choosing what they want to do and choosing KU like every single day that I work, which is awesome.
That is very cool.
So yeah, that's been a really cool experience. I've also been able to just work on, you know, doing presentations and meeting people and those kind of skills too. But I've also made my best friends that I've ever had. So Cammie, who's on the show, she was just the host. She's a student ambassador, and I feel like our friendship has just blossomed since doing that.
Absolutely.
As well as like my roommate, I met her through the student ambassadors.
Oh, that's so cool.
There's been a really cool, just like connections, opportunities there too.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Lauren, for all you've done on Good Evening KU, and congratulations on graduating. I'm so excited to see where you end up and what all you accomplish after graduation. So we're really excited for you. I know I can speak for all of us in saying that. We're really excited to see where you end up. But next we have Catherine interviewing graduating senior Stef Manchen.
So I'm Catherine, and I'm here with Stef Manchen, and she is a big face of KU journalism because she was the editor-in-chief of the Kansan. So tell us a little bit about your job doing that.
Yeah, so I kind of got started in the J School with print a little bit later. I started doing Good Evening, Good Morning KU, Playmakers as a freshman, and then was like, I guess I'll start to dabble in print. Went to start working for the Kansan 2 weeks before the pandemic hit, had like one meeting with my editors.
Wow.
And then was on Zoom for the rest of it, which was crazy, but it was really cool to see how the J School just never stops moving, even in those unprecedented circumstances, which was really cool. And then kind of just worked my way up, was a reporter, news editor, senior reporter, news editor, then editor-in-chief last summer and this past fall. And it was crazy, to say the least, leading a team of 100 plus students.
Wow.
It's a big job on top of like everything else, but it was amazing, and it gave me a lot of real life experience, and I wouldn't have had that if I didn't come to KUJ School.
What kind of person would you recommend to be a part of the Kansan?
Well, that's a really good question. I mean, as long as you're a hardworking, dedicated person and you care about the news and the integrity of reporting and being that truthful reporter and fighting for, finding all the details of every story and reporting like that, I think anybody in this school is a good representation of that.
Sure. And what kind of internships did you participate in? Because you're graduating in May. So what has gotten you to this point?
Yeah, so my first internship was the summer of 2020. I worked as a digital type reporter, or digital intern for the Ellsworth County Independent Reporter, which was really cool.
Awesome.
At that time, there weren't a lot of opportunities for students to get into any newsrooms.
Right.
So even though it was just Zoom, it was still a good opportunity and something to, help me catapult my career. And then that next fall, I started working for the Kansas City Star as a digital intern, and ran their Instagram. So I posted 3 times a day on the story, 3 times a day on the feed, kind of picking those stories that were like visually like exciting for people to engage with on social media. And then this past semester, I've been a MMJ reporter for News Press Now in St. Joseph, Missouri.
Awesome. Well, as you said, it's super difficult to, keep participating in these kinds of things throughout the pandemic, which was your main time that you were in school. So good for you.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to add just about KU journalism and the opportunity it's given you? Will you miss it?
Oh my gosh, of course. This place is my home. Like, I walk into these doors and it's crazy, like, the way this building has even progressed. Because when I was a freshman and I toured, it was like classroom. Like, this studio that we're sitting in right now was not even here. So it's crazy to see all of the advancements and just how much further we're gonna go in the future. Without my professors, Pat Gaston, Rob Carwath, Melissa Greenblatt, Jerry Crawford, like all of these people that have supported me, I would not be where I am today, and I'm so grateful for all of the opportunities that they've given me. And Terry Finneman recommending me for 2 of my internships is like also just
crazy, and I'm incredibly grateful for all of the opportunities the J School's given me.
I have Terry Finneman as a teacher
She's
as
the
well.
best.
She's the best. Well, thank you so much, Stef. Everyone's proud of you, and congratulations on graduating.
So much. Thank you.
Hello and welcome back to another news segment of Good Evening KU. I'm Maggie.
And I'm Lane. The tornado that hit Wichita surrounding areas was officially named an EF5 based on preliminary damage on Friday night. The winds from the tornado ranged between 136 and 165 miles per hour. This is not the first time a strong tornado has hit Wichita and caused significant damage to the area. In 1991, 17 people died from the devastating F5 tornado that struck on April 26, but no deaths or significant injuries have been reported from the Friday night tornado. More than 950 buildings were in the path of the tornado, and the YMCA Community Center in Andover faced the most significant damage.
NYU is facing backlash from NYU Chinese study professor Rebecca Carl and others, alleging that NYU Shanghai students have been committing suicide due to extensive lockdown and claiming that NYU is covering it up. NYU has denied the allegations that there have been any lockdown-related suicides. Shanghai has been in lockdown since March 28th, with food and medicine going scarce. The streets are being patrolled by authorities in hazmat suits, and citizens have begun protesting by escaping and banging pots and pans out of their windows, demanding freedom.
This week, the Supreme Court voted to overturn the Roe v. Wade case, which was the law that guaranteed the right to an abortion in America. Justice Samuel Alito states that the case was wrong to begin with and argues that the issue of abortion must be returned to the people's elected representatives. The court's decision won't be final for a couple of months. If the case is fully overturned, it will likely lead to abortion bans in most of the South and the Midwest. However, any state could vote to continue to illegally allow this procedure.
A Catholic priest who served in the Lawrence and Eudora areas for over 20 years has been suspended due to accusations of sexual assault on a minor. The Capuchin Franciscans province of Mid-America removed the priest from ministry immediately following the revealed information about the alleged abuse on February 28th. Father Michael Scully has worked in ministry for over 40 years and has served all of the Catholic parishes in Lawrence as well as several in Colorado. More to come as the case continues.
That's all we have this week. Next is Dylan and Mason with another sports update.
Welcome back to this last sports update of the year. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Mason. The NFL draft this weekend back in Vegas. First overall pick ended up being Trayvon Walker out of Georgia, who got picked by the Jaguars. Trades were also a storyline of this weekend, along with the Ravens trading away Hollywood Brown to the Cardinals and the Titans trading away A.J. Brown to the Eagles. Only one quarterback was taken in the first round, as Kenny Pickett was drafted by the Steelers. The Ravens stood out as having one of the best drafts in the NFL as they selected safety Kyle Hamilton with the 14th overall pick and center Tyler Linderbaum at 25th in the first round. It'll be interesting to see how all of these prospects turn out this season.
Also in the NFL, the ex-Chiefs safety Tyrann Mathieu signed with the Saints after not being re-signed by the Chiefs this year. Chiefs also picked up the Washington cornerback Trent McDuffie as the 21st pick in the first round and Purdue defensive end George Karlaftis as the 30th first-round pick. The Chiefs' offensive lineup is stacked again this year, so we'll see how they do in the 2022 playoffs.
The KU rugby team played in the national championship this past Saturday in Arlington, Texas. Fresno State ended up beating KU 22-17. KU was down 22-7 early in the second half, before almost coming back all the way. KU still had a really good season, going 15-1 and having the deepest run in club history, and are going to be chomping at the bit for next year.
The NBA playoffs kicked off last week with a crazy start. Miami Heat came in as the East number 1 seed, and the Phoenix Sun came in as the number 1 seed in the West. They both dominated their series. The Boston Celtics were the only team to completely sweep their series, winning 4-0. We had no major upsets in the first round, with all the higher seeds winning their series. For the second round in the Western Conference, we have the Phoenix Suns taking on the Dallas Mavericks and the Memphis Grizzlies taking on the Golden State Warriors. In the Eastern Conference, we have the Miami Heat taking on the Philadelphia 76ers and the Boston Celtics taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. All the remaining teams have the talent to be a finals contender, so it should be a crazy next couple of weeks.
That's all we have for sports. Next is Abby and Ellie with your pop culture update.
Welcome back to the last entertainment segment. I'm Abby.
And I'm Ellie.
Last night was the 2022 Met Gala with the theme being Gilded Glamour. This year, Blake Lively stole the show with her copper Atelier Versace gown that paid homage to New York City in the iconic Statue of Liberty. Halfway up the Met stairs, she flipped the train, revealing an oxidized aqua side that cascaded down behind her. Next, Olivia Rodrigo met up with fellow East High alum Vanessa Hudgens. Olivia said, "I know, we're soul sisters." The two both played Gabrielle Montez on High School Musical and High School Musical, the musical on Disney+. Billie Eilish stunned fashion gurus with an amazing upcycle Gucci dress. My personal favorite, other than Blake Lively, is Emma Chamberlain. She wore a cropped two-piece look with a modernized nod to the 19th century tailoring. This year's outfits were stunning per usual, and many really incorporated the theme.
Ulta Beauty apologized Monday after an insensitive email was sent out saying, "Come hang with Kate Spade" as a part of a promotion for her luxury brand. After customers and recipients publicly criticized the insensitive use of words in the email, the company replied with an apology and chalked it up as an honest mistake. Kate Spade died by suicide in 2018 after struggling with mental illness for years. This insensitive use of words was extremely inappropriate and is being taken care of by the company.
Johnny Depp's attorneys have rested their case today in the defamation case against Amber Heard. Over 24 witnesses have testified, including Johnny Depp himself, over the 13-day trial, with Amber Heard's attorneys facing lots of backlash from the public. Depp's attorneys have asked for $40 million from Heard to cover the loss of movie deals and defamation Depp has faced since her domestic violence claims in 2018.
Blac Chyna's lawsuit against the Kardashians reached a verdict yesterday in the Kardashians' favor. Chyna originally sued the Kardashians for defamation and intentional interference with her contract.e news, according to People magazine. Chyna and Rob Kardashian's second season of their show was shut down by the Kardashians' family power, according to Chyna, due to previous conflicts between the sisters and herself.
That's all for your entertainment update. We'll be back shortly with another trivia segment of Good Evening KU.
You may not hear it at first, but it's there. Our chant, rising. On this summit, callings converge, voices unify into a chorus that sounds out for good, for greatness. Can you hear it?
Welcome back to the last Tuesday trivia of Good Evening KU. I'm your host, Bella, and I'm here with contestants Grace and Catherine. This week's trivia theme is, are you smarter than 5th grade questions? Are you ladies ready?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, awesome.
We just saw the answer.
Yeah,
Did you see? That's
Yeah.
okay, totally fine. You know what? Then you'll get an automatic, so it's fine.
Okay.
The interiors of a triangle always sum to what?
180.
Okay, Grace got it. Okay, perfect. And second question is, how many sides does a hexagon have?
8.
6.
Yep, Catherine got that one. Okay, perfect. And then question 3 is, if a football field is 100 yards long, how many feet is a football field?
300 feet.
Okay, Catherine got that one too. I'm so impressed that you knew that. I did not know any of these.
Cheater, cheating.
Are you cheating?
Yes.
So
we
rude.
can't help it.
Yeah.
I know.
Should
We
we
just need to stop rolling
Whoever's
the teleprompter.
running the teleprompter, just
It's totally fine.
Cut it.
It's totally fine. Just stop moving it. Okay, a cowboy rode into town on Friday, stayed there for 3 days, and rode out again on Friday. How did he do that?
The horse's name was Friday.
Okay, Grace got that one. Yes. Perfect. Okay, and then what measures distance north or south of the equator?
Latitude.
Yeah, that was correct.
good job.
Thank
Okay,
you.
I was really impressed
I was really
by that.
unsure with that answer.
Okay, perfect. And then that's it. That's all the questions. Wow, that was pretty
Woo!
quick and easy. It looks like I think Grace won that one of the last Trivia
Needed a
Tuesday.
win
You're
today.
the winner of the last one. So thank you for watching. We will be back with Erin with the weather after this short break.
National champions deserve a clean campus. Don't wait for other Jayhawks to pick up your mess. Keep the University of Kansas clean.
Welcome back to Good Evening KU. I'm Erin Borges here with your last weather update for today. Right now it's kind of looking a bit gloomy outside, cloudy, and we are still going to see some rain chances even after all the rain we saw last week. But there is a little bit of hope. Next week we are expecting a warm-up, or this weekend I should say, we are expecting a little bit of a warm-up. Right now it's sitting at about 57 degrees outside. The wind's coming out of the north and it is overcast and just cloudy, and it'll stay that way into the evening hours. It'll be fairly consistent, really. We're going to see a low of about 45 degrees tonight, and the winds eventually are going to calm down a little bit and shift to coming out of the northeast and eventually into the east tomorrow. And tomorrow we are going to see a high of about 65. And like I said, we're going to have increasing rain chances. They're going to build in the afternoon and the evening, and the wind's going to come out of the east as well during that day. And let me go ahead and switch over to the radar, because we have a long stretch tonight and Wednesday morning where nothing much is building up. We had the last storm system like kind of falling apart off to the east there. And then we see Wednesday night some rain chances eventually start to form and move their way into our area. But the real storm chances start happening Thursday night. And that is when we have a more defined line of storms, and they're going to push through our area as well. So let me go ahead and switch over to the 7-day forecast so you can take a look at that. Thursday, we're definitely going to see some rain. Friday as well. Right now, we are not looking at severe weather with those. We are going to see some thunderstorms probably, but they are not going to be severe storms. And then, like I said at the very beginning, we are going to have a bit of a warm up that Sunday and Monday, with Monday reaching 85 degrees for our high, if you can believe that. But then again, and of course, Monday and Tuesday have a bit more rain chances that might kind of fill out as we get closer to those days. So that is all I have for my last weather update. Thank you for joining us all semester long with Good Evening KU, and we will hopefully see you back here next fall with some of our other shows.